Chances are you've heard of Hey Jude, Let It Be, Can't Buy Me Love, or Come Together, but do you know the band that created all of these songs? The Beatles were a rock group from Liverpool, England, who gained popularity in the 1960s. According to Biography.com, the Beatles were one of the most popular bands of all time. The band consisted of four men, occasionally referred to as the Fab Four: Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, and George Harrison. My interest in the Beatles came from watching an animated movie based on one of the group's albums entitled Yellow Submarine, and it grew from there. However, after extensive research, I have discovered things about the group I never knew. Today, I want to inform you on how the group got started, their career, and their accomplishments. First, we will look at how the group originated. Then, we will break down how they gained their popularity. Finally, we will learn about the accomplishments the band had throughout their career. So let's begin by taking a trip to Liverpool, England, the place where the band first came together. Each member lived in different areas of Liverpool and came from different backgrounds, but they all had two things in common, which led to their discovery. McCartney was a bassist and a singer, Lennon was a guitarist and a singer, Harrison was a guitarist and a singer, Starr was a drummer and a singer, which was added in 1962 to replace their first drummer. All of their members had a love for American rock and roll prior to being in the band. They drew inspiration from famous artists such as Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, and Bob Dylan. Each of the men found his style of music prior to coming together as a band. And with all of their shared tastes, the band developed a very unique sound to bring to England. Many local names in the industry helped get the group started on their path to success. A local record store first noticed the group and fell in love. The owner of the store was sure they had potential and eventually became their manager. Other big names in the industry put their mark on the group, such as George Martin, who first suggested the band add a better drummer, Ringo Starr. Like most fans looking to get noticed, the Beatles played at local bars and clubs to make money before they gained fame. The Cavern was a regular spot for the band to play and was extremely casual. George Harrison once said, "We used to play lunchtime dates. We'd get up and go down to the Cavern and play from noon till about 12. It was very casual. We would have our tea and sandwiches and cigarettes on stage, sing a couple of tunes, and tell a few jokes." Soon, little gigs at local joints turned into sold-out concerts in other countries. In the next years, the Beatles gained popularity in not only England, but countries around the world. The group played numerous concerts throughout England, each one bigger than the last. The band visited numerous cities throughout the country. The famous line from Paul Revere, "The British are coming," had a whole new meaning to America in 1964 as the Beatles made their American debut. Many people helped the group spread the Beatle gospel, including Ed Sullivan and Brian Epstein. Television companies were in competition with each other at the time, which helped the Beatles rise to fame in America. Even more, considering every network wanted to feature their first musical appearance on American soil. The Beatles left a lasting impact on American music and how the country viewed rock and roll. The Beatles were the first entertainment act to stage a large stadium concert. The group opened their 1965 North American tour in Shea Stadium, home of the New York Mets. Not only did the band change the way the world saw rock and roll, they helped shape political and social views throughout society, especially in groups of teenagers. Many credit the Beatles with helping to bring joy back to the nation after the Kennedy assassination. The way the band looked and carried themselves with a carefree attitude also impacted people. Many men changed their hairstyles in order to resemble the four. In their later career, the band started sporting beards and loose clothes, displaying a bohemian behavior to match the counterculture movement at the time. The band also became involved in drug use, which was evident in their songs, again adding to the hippie movement in the 1960s. Though most of the Beatles' career was based on fun and carefree attitudes, they accomplished many things, received immense praise and nominations for their work. The Beatles graciously received awards from different countries throughout their career. In England, the band received recognition from the Brit Awards, the Ivor Novello Awards, and the NME Awards, not to mention the credit they received from their success on the radio, where 27 of their songs were #1 hits at a time. However, it was not just England who felt the need to recognize the band. America also gave numerous awards to the group they had become so fond of. The group received awards from prestigious award ceremonies such as the Grammys, the Academy Awards, and the American Music Awards. The Grammy Awards gave the group a Lifetime Achievement Award and even went on to add them to their Hall of Fame, along with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Unsurprisingly, the group's influence reached farther than just the Atlantic. The band received awards from countries as far as Japan. Japan's recording industry recognized the group for their #1 album, The Beatles, at the Golden Disc Awards. Obviously, the band's talent and success did not go unnoticed. As I come to the closing of this presentation, the next time you hear "Come Together" used as a catchy theme song in a movie, I hope you remember the things I have informed you about today: the band's rise of fame, career, and accomplishment. If you ever have the opportunity to hear a song from this iconic group, I hope that you don't press the skip button.